Hey, beautiful soul. You're listening to the Rising into Mindful Motherhood podcast, your weekly dose of fertility wisdom. I'm your host, Dr. Katie Wood. I'm a barefoot mama bear, pharmacist, and integrative fertility coach. This is your go-to podcast for all things to naturally nourish your fertility, embody womb healing, and reclaim your feminine power to accelerate your path to pregnancy. My expert guests and I will be having intentional conversations to discuss the many facets of a thriving, fertile foundation, natural wellness, and how we grow and transform as women on our journey to motherhood. So let's dive in, shall we? Hello and welcome to Rising into Mindful Motherhood. I am so excited to have you here tuning in. I appreciate you. So in this solo episode, we're going to be talking about the 3 mistakes that a lot of women, including my past self, are making when they're trying to either do meditation or mindfulness practices for their fertility. So let's play a little game of never have I ever. So lift one finger up if you have done it. Have you ever just done a meditation because you thought you should, not because you wanted to and because it feels good, but because that's what everybody else is doing on their fertility journey? Have you ever sat to do a meditation and then just got so distracted by all of your thoughts swirling around in your head? So you just decided this isn't working and you stopped doing it. Have you ever made yourself wrong for not being able to quiet your mind, right? I feel like a lot of us feel that we need to have like a blank mind, no thoughts coming in, no thoughts coming out, and we can make ourselves wrong. We can blame and shame ourselves like, oh, I can't do this. And then you just stop practicing altogether. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by any sensations or emotions that are coming up during your meditation? So maybe you decided to stop coming to the mat, your seat, whatever it is, altogether. If you put one finger up or more, keep listening. So I am just about to wrap up and finish a womb embodiment certification that I've been taking since the fall. And I really realized that I was showing up to my own meditations and mindfulness breathing practices in the wrong way. So, number one, so these are the top 3 mistakes that women are making when practicing meditation. Number 1, not setting an intention. If I have learned anything from this certification, it is that we should really be setting intentions for anything that we're doing, right? Not just meditating, but anything. So let's say you're about to sit down to do a meditation. What is your intention for doing that meditation? Think about it. Is it you want to learn to be able to drop from your head and into your body? Do you want to learn to be able to hold space for yourself? Do you want to expand your nervous system capacity? Do you want to decrease your stress? Do you want to become connected to your intuition? There are so many different reasons, and there's so many different meditations that could change what your intention is. Now, the number 2 mistake, this is another big one that I learned, not priming safety in our body. So our ego, our subconscious mind, the job is to keep us safe, which sometimes isn't always what's best. It's more like what is familiar, okay? And a lot of times our nervous systems are highly dysregulated and we don't have the emotional intelligence to be able to sit with our deep-seated emotions because we weren't necessarily taught that growing up. So really being able to prime and anchor in that safety within your body. Now, we can go layers deep into that. It sounds very, vague and like, how do you do that? But we'll get into that soon. And then not really understanding what it is to be in your body, right? What does that even mean? So, one of the practices that I did, it really like step by step guided you into what it actually is to have a conscious awareness and being in your body. And I was like that. So that was the biggest one where like my mind was like, oh my gosh. I've been doing this all this years, and I feel like I never truly made that connection of how to have that conscious awareness within your body. And that is a game changer, okay? It is a complete game changer. When you can learn how to do these three things before you sit down to do any practice, whether it's meditation, maybe even journaling, breathing, anything, just sitting with yourself in silence. This is going to increase your healing exponentially on your fertility journey so you can finally get pregnant with ease. Like, it is wild. I had one of my clients really dive into this work and be open to doing it. And she ended up conceiving within just a couple of months. And I do strongly believe that this played a huge part in expanding her capacity to be open and to receive. So I am super excited to invite any of you listening to my upcoming free 7-day fertile womb embodiment immersion. In this 7-day challenge, it is going to be an intimate container where I am going to guide you through learning and embodying and experiencing all three of these things. So you no longer have to make these mistakes on your fertility journey. And it is going to collapse time on your journey to conceiving. It is going to be an amazing container. You do not want to miss it. You are going to be able to learn what it is to be in your body. And let me tell you, when you are giving birth someday, bringing your baby earthside, being in your body is going to help you get through that labor. So this is a skill set that you can use not only for fertility, not only in pregnancy and birth, but for a lifetime. Okay. It is going to open you up and activate your intuition. As women, we are intuitive beings, but we are so disconnected from our intuition because we've either been on birth control or we have been in our masculine more than our feminine. Or we're just highly dysregulated, highly disconnected from our body. We live in a very fast-paced world. We don't ever give ourselves time to sit and be with ourselves. And also, learning this is really going to be able to help you begin to respond when big emotions come up versus reacting. Now, what I mean by respond versus reacting is, let's just say a family member or a friend announces to you that they're pregnant and they are inviting you to a baby shower. Instead of reacting and being like, oh, I'm not going, I can't go, I can't handle that. Why her? Why not me? You're going to respond, right? You still might need a moment to process. I'm not saying that we won't need that, but you'll be able to come to this practice and shift your perspective, which is so potent, and be like, I am so happy for her. And I know that this is meant for me. This desire is on my heart for a reason. And all these women around me are getting pregnant. And I am in this frequency of fertile abundance, right? This is going to be able to allow you to make that shift. And that's just one example. I mean, there's so many other triggering examples, like your husband doesn't do something that you want him to do. He doesn't pick up his towels, or he doesn't wash the dishes or put the dishes in the dishwasher. Like, you're going to be able to drop in, shift, and respond. So the link for this 7-day immersion is going to be in the show notes. I'm also going to put a questionnaire and a poll down below. Make sure that you go and answer this on every episode, and let's see if your answer can be pinned to the top. Thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to see you in this fertile womb embodiment 7-day immersion. It is going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to see all of your shifts, all of your ahas, and let's just go do it. See you there. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Rising into Mindful Motherhood podcast. If this episode resonated with you or gave you an aha moment, stop what you're doing right now and write a review. This simple act of kindness helps me get this podcast out to connect with as many women as I possibly can. I also have a special offer. If you send me a screenshot of your review, I will take $250 off one of my premium coaching containers. Let me know what resonated with you the most and why. So connect with me in my free Facebook community or tag me on Instagram. You'll find both listed below. Thanks again from the bottom of my heart for tuning in to this episode, and I'll see you next time.